Ever built a checkout function that turns into a if-else nightmare? Let me show you how strategy pattern fixes that with a clean payment example. Here is how most beginner developers handle payments. Here is the process payment function. Watch how each payment type lives inside this single function. And this works until the requirement comes to add wallet, EMI, offers, coupons, and suddenly with each requirement you are editing this code, which leads to more conditions, more bugs, tightly coupled code, and hard to test. So instead, let's use the strategy pattern, where each payment option becomes its own strategy, clean, testable, and scalable. Here is the improved version. First, we will create the base class or interface strategy called payment strategy. If you'll see, this does not do anything by itself. It just defines the shape of our payment method. Every payment method will follow this contract and have a pay function. Now we will create our first real strategy, UPI payment. Notice how it extends payment strategy. Notice how it extends payment strategy and gives its own implementation of pay. Anything related to UPI, API calls, validations would live inside this class. Next, we'll add another strategy, card payment. Same structure, but its own logic. This could contain your card gateway calls, CVV checks, anything card specific. Let's also add COD for cash on delivery. Again, separate class, separate behavior. And notice no conditions, no if else logic. Each strategy is completely isolated. Now let's create the checkout class. Instead of containing logic, it accepts strategy. So let's add the set strategy, which allows us to switch the payment method at runtime. Let's add pay function. So the pay function doesn't know anything about UPI or card or COD. It just delegates the work to whatever strategy is currently active. This is the strategy pattern. Behavior injected and swapped dynamic. So let's test it. I'll start with UPI payment and call pay. If Now I will switch the strategy to card. No code changes, just swap the object. We'll see this also. And this works too. Same. And just like this, a card payment should also work. Save it. See, and just like that, COD works too. Now the checkout class doesn't care how a payment works. It just calls this.strategy.pay. Just swap the strategy and the behavior changes instantly. No if else, no modifying core logic, want wallet or EMI. Just add a class and zip. And that's the strategy pattern. Separate the behavior and extend without breaking the existing code. If your functions has too many if else checks, convert them into strategies.